Hello and welcome to Coldborough Park Farm 2015, the highly anticipated map which is finally here. So what I'm going to do is get straight into the game and I'm going to show you everything which is new. Now there is a lot, let me tell you, there's been so much work put into this map, it's absolutely incredible. I've been driving around it for the last half an hour or so, looking at all the new stuff, and it is absolutely breathtaking. Now Bullet Bill 83, the creator of this map, has given me a list of everything new in the game, and it is so big that it actually fills 2 A4 sheets of paper when it's been printed off. So I've got that in front of me and we're going to run through everything from the beginning to the end, showing you everything new in the map. Now there is actually an entirely new farm, which is the one we're at now, which I'll show you in detail in a second. But I think the first thing to look at would be the obvious thing, which is this gate, and you'll notice that it's not opening automatically. Obviously it would normally do that if in a vehicle. It has now got the manual gate opening mod. So now if we go up to the gate and press O, it now manually opens, which is really nice. It's not just an automatic gate. And this is the same for all the gates in the map throughout. So we'll get into our 4x4 here. I think I'll probably stay in outside view so you can get the best idea of what this looks like. Okay, so this is Yatin Ridge Farm. This is a new addition to the map, and this is where you have your pigs, the beef, and also the chickens. You can see the chickens are roaming around all over the place. And there is a lot of detail, lots of sheds. The chicken coop is there, but they're free to roam all around. And this is where you've got your fertilizer and your seed. So all very nicely laid out. There is the cattle shed, it does actually say above them. And there is the pig shed over there, so very nice. And here is another shed. By the looks of it, it is for some bales, so a good storage place there as well, where we can put our bales under cover. And you can see there it does say Yatin Ridge Farm with a very nice cattle grid to drive over. So this road is obviously entirely new. The fields are also buyable now. You do not start off with all the fields that you want, which I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about. The hedgerows as well. Before you could drive through the hedges, but now you can sort of drive halfway. So if you were to accidentally swerve off the road a bit, you would not suddenly hit a collision just there, which is good because that would get really annoying. You actually hit the collision about halfway into the hedge. So very nice addition. Stops you from driving through the hedges, but it has been done in a way which it wouldn't be annoying. So yes, this is obviously going down to the original yard. If we keep going down here, we will get down to pretty much Chantry Farm, almost opposite it. You may remember these fields on the right. We were doing some work in here before, but there are a load more new fields as well. So I think this is probably a good place to stop so you can actually see the terrain. This is number 1 on the list. There are now new textures for ploughing, cultivation work and your seed textures. There's also been some levelling off work as well, just to smooth it all off and stop it from being as bumpy in areas. So that is all very nice. The road markings are UK style. There's more of a texture pattern to the road, and this gives it a more realistic look. Now as we're here at the Crossroads, we will cross straight over, and before, in version 1, if you continue down here you got to a dead end, and there wasn't really a lot distinguishing the edge of the map. But now it's been so well done that it discreetly disguises where the map ends. So this is much better. I'll just drive there now. You can see that there is in here another little yard for wood chips and some other storage sheds as well. So that is for your wood chips, and also here on the road where it ends, we'll just turn out of here, and the edge of the road there is a road closed sign and some cones, so that is much better. We'll reverse back and we'll move on to the next thing, which is the main yard, Cobra Farm. Okay, so the farm is still up the usual track with the fields on the left and the right. and there has been some improvements here. Now, one thing which this farm lacked before was obviously a grain tipping point. You had to reverse your trailer around there inside and into the courtyard there, which was a little tricky, but now there is this pit which is much easier, so you can now tip your trailers into there if you want to. Also the bales, that barn is much bigger, and I'm sure the trigger also has been improved because before the trigger was too far back, so I'm sure that that one will be much more further forward and will probably fill the entire space there, so you won't have any problems when selling your bales. So that is all very well done. The barn sizes overall have been increased. There's also extra barns, and if we just go in here you will see that they are much bigger. There's more detail as well, and there is our storage as well as usual. That's the same as version 1, but in here you can obviously drive straight through if you want to. This is all new, so it's much more spacious, there's more detail, and overall it is a lot better. And just to clarify, if you want to, you can still tip the grain in the usual place in the courtyard there, or you can simply put it into the tipping area just in there. Now you may also be wondering, do I have to use the front loader and the bucket to scoop up all of this grain and put it into a trailer just here? Well, you can do that if you want to, but there is also the auger just here which allows you to just drive in, press R, and it will fill your trailer up. So just depends what you want to go for. If you've just got a little bit, it might be more fun to do it with a bucket. Otherwise, if you've got a lot there, or you've got a really big trailer, you can just drive through there and you can simply fill up your trailer. Now I think the sensible thing to do now would be to drive to Chantry Farm, which is obviously our third and final farm, which was also in version 1, but I'll now show you the improvements which have been implemented into Chantry Farm. And before that, those of you who were playing on version 1 will have realised that there was no traffic on this section of the map. There is now traffic, so that is much better, because before this was just a deserted road and you were entirely on your own, but now there is traffic going in both directions, and that is much more realistic. So here we are, Chantry Farm. So here we are in the main yard, and you will notice that there are now 2 silage pads, so much more space there for if you are going to do some silage. Also, the bale storage has been massively improved. This looks much better than in Cobra Farm version 1, and you'll also see there is all the bits of straw laid out on the floor as well. So that has been immensely improved. So I just jumped out, and obviously that gate you can still go through, opens manually. We'll just jump over the fence and you'll see the manure still building up in there. However, if we go around the side here, you'll see there is a new area for the manure to be stored. So that is a big improvement. I think one of the problems before was that you had to always muck them out and you had to put it into a manure spreader because there was nowhere else to put it. But now that has been installed, so that is much better. Okay, so continuing our journey, we're going to head down here. I'm going to go to the store and show you everything which has been improved there. It looks a lot different. It's been totally changed. Now as usual, that is where we store our sugar beet, and that is the same in there. But there have been some more fields added just behind, which are also viable. But just down here is the store. The actual location of it is the same, it's just the store itself is totally different. Here we are at the store. It's changed from a Class dealer to a New Holland dealer. There's lots of machinery outside, tractors and a telehandler, plough and a baler. That's really good because before I don't think there was any machinery on display outside. There was a combine inside, and there is our case tractor which we can use. That is ours to use. There is the diesel tank over there, some parking spaces. That is the workshop with the tractor in there. That's really nice. That's something I commented on before actually. I said before that it was a shame there wasn't a tractor actually in the workshop, but now there is. So that's fantastic. In fact, this workshop is better than before. It's now got the big lifting crane there and the lift. Really nice. I'm assuming that box there is where you sell your machinery. That's where you buy it. going around the back here, we've got the Auctioneers with the car park, and this is where you bring your pigs and your cows. The cattle shed and the pig shed for the Auctioneers, which is where you sell them. And there's lots of people looking around looking at your livestock, so that is really good. Very realistic. And we will move on. Right, so off to the Wednesday store, and this also has been totally changed. This looks completely different. We'll drive in here, and the entrance here is similar, but back here is where it's all different. And I'll just run through with you everything which has been done. I'll just drive around the back here. Right, so that grain store we see in front of us there is where we can sell our grain. We bring it here and you can see there is the pit where you tip it into, and that will sell your grain. There is also the wool, egg and milk sell points here. That one just there is the wool sell point. Everything has been nicely labelled so we can see what everything is. That is where we buy our tree saplings as usual. That is our egg sell point. And just around here is the dairy with the sell point for your milk just in here. So that is very good as well. Now just in here, just down the road from the store, you can see this is our wood place. And this is where you can bring your wood chips to, and you can sell them just in there. So this is relocated and it's in a different place to where it used to be. It is actually at the end of the road as well. If you turn left out of here, it's a dead end. But again, that's been well done with different signs to tell you that it is a dead end. And there's the store again if you're just wondering where that was back there. So we'll move on again onto the next thing. Right, so we're going to continue down here and we're going to head up to the biogas plant, which is actually at the end of this road. I think the area where it is didn't exist in version 1. But this is all the same, and on the left here we've got one of the forests, one of two, and that is where we did a few videos a week or so ago. Just up in there, Coldborough Woods, in the heart of Herefordshire, and that's where we did that wood chipping video. And continuing along here, we get to the end of the road, which is of course our biogas power plant. And this used to be, I think, in the Wednesday store, and this has been totally relocated. And there's the pit, and the whole plant is here as it used to be, but obviously in a totally different place, and it looks much bigger as well. So there we have it, the biogas power plant. Also in this complex is the quality timber. This is where you can bring your wood to, and that is the sell point just there. And that is all in the same complex. So I'm sure you can appreciate by now the amount of work which has gone into this. Massive improvement over version 1, much bigger map, and a lot more features. Right, so we're going back down the same road now. The woodland is on the right and the grass fields are on the left. And I think this is probably a good area to pull off the road and just discuss a few more of the things which have been added onto this map. So we'll just go down here and pull off the road. Right, so the fields are obviously now buyable. And you start off with 8 arable fields and 3 grass fields. In total there are 22 grass fields and 18 arable fields. All of them are buyable and you can own them at some point if your farm grows big enough. And the map has been extended to incorporate all of the extra fields, so obviously overall the map is much bigger, a lot more area to play on. So that is really good. There is also a lot of extra detail, maybe even small things which you may not even notice straight away, but it just adds to the whole experience of playing on the map. This includes telegraph poles, and wires of course, the extra foliage layer, cow parsley and weeds. This adds extra realism onto the verges and onto the hedgerows. Oh yeah, I can see that actually. That is really good. Just jump out and have a closer look. So yep, you can see it's not just grass in the hedgerows, on the verges. Looks like there's thistles there, cow parsley, really nice. Wow, that is fantastic, really like that. That adds a really good feel to the map. Okay, so just moving on, we're going to talk about some of the other things as well. There is now some more features as well. This is the chop straw mod. This means that when you harvest your fields, if you put up the combine onto the chopping mode, it will actually put the chop straw onto the floor. Now I think you actually have to install this mod as well, but it is implemented into the game. Likewise is the Watermod, the Goal Mist mod, hopefully I have pronounced that right. That is the lime, slurry and manure. The milk mod and the pigs and the beef. So lots of new features added in there which were not there in version 1. So I'm hoping that I have mentioned everything which is new. Again, this is just a little area up there which was there before, but that is the boundary of the map. So I'm hoping that I've mentioned everything which has been added into this map, into the new version. All I can say is it's absolutely fantastic. We're going to be doing a let's play on this definitely. It is just incredible how immersive this map is. It's just fantastic. It's like you're actually there in real life. And you can even see Cobra Farm just over there on top of that hill. So the view distance is fantastic as well. One more thing, the trees. There have been collisions added to the trees in the middle of a field, so you can hit them. The colouring has been improved when you're viewing them at a distance, and also the view distance is improved as well. So the trees are overall much better, along with everything else as well. I'm not sure what it is about this map, but the colouring seems a lot more realistic than, for example, the map which comes with the original game. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's been enhanced in Giant Editor or something, but it is just absolutely fantastic, and it makes pictures on this map look really good. So anyway, there we go everyone. That is the brand new Coldborough Park Farm, with not 2 but actually 3 farms now. So this map is getting better and better every single time. Can't wait to start my LP on it. It'll be very soon, so don't worry. And hopefully this video has given you a really good look at what is new and what has been improved. So thanks for watching everyone, and you can join me in my Let's Play for Coldborough Park Farm starting soon on this channel. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.